Hello and welcome to Think Watercolour. Today I'm painting this simple winter scene. It's an imagined landscape based on memories of many winter walks in my local countryside. I've kept it simple so that if any of you want to paint along with me, just freeze the video at the beginning and copy the rough sketch that I made. I've also kept the colours to a minimum to reduce the number of colour mixes. And keeping the palette simple is a really good exercise in creating colour harmony in your painting. So let me talk you through it. I started with this very loose sketch just to indicate the horizon line with a group of 3 trees to the left and a large foreground tree which is obviously going to be covered in snow. This is a sheet of 11 inches by 7 inches Saunders Waterford 300-gram rough paper, by the way. I wanted to depict a slightly overcast winter sky, so I started with a mix of cobalt blue and some burnt sienna, and also a fairly weak mix of Naples yellow. I started with the Naples yellow on working on dry paper, just suggesting a hint of yellow in this sky, and then with the mix of the cobalt blue and burnt sienna to create this bluish grey for some, just suggest an overcast cloudy sky. Just letting it all blend wet in wet on dry paper. Painting it this way helps to have a little bit more control over where the pigment goes. You could do this on wet paper, but I prefer to paint skies like this on dry paper mostly. Just gives me a little bit more control. Not being too careful, it doesn't really matter about the tree because it's going to be darker, but just making sure that I leave the white of the tree for where the snow is clinging to it. Just dropping in a few more bits of pigment here and there just to vary the tonal value in the sky. I'm just dabbing out with a damp brush, lifting out the background colour a little bit, and just dropping a few more patches back in for where those distant winter trees are. Just adding a little bit more colour here and there. Just added a little bit of more burnt sienna to the mix to create these suggestion of some distant winter trees. And I've had to mix up some more paint. Again, a bit of a rookie error, but we all make mistakes. There really aren't any mistakes, they're all lessons. Just dropping it in while it's still wet, just to vary the colour in the sky. It's going to dry a little bit lighter, but should look okay. Just strengthen the mix a little bit. Similar colour, bluey grey, for the shadows in the snow on the ground, and the shadow for that foreground tree as well. Not forgetting that. The light's coming from the right in my imagination, so shadows are going to be on the left. Nothing too specific, just a hint of some shadow in the snow. I've dried that with those first washes with a hairdryer, and now I'm using some burnt sienna just to outline the edge of the tree on the shadow side. And while that's still wet, I'm going to just drop in a little bit of Van Dyke brown in places just to vary the tone. Again, keeping it very simple. The right hand side of the tree is covered in snow where the wind's blown it against the tree, and the light's shining on that, so I want to retain the whiteness of the paper for that. As I said, in the beginning, I've kept the palette very simple. It's mostly cobalt blue, Van Dyke brown and burnt sienna. Oh, of course, Naples yellow for the sky as well. Just dropping a few darker patches on the bark of the tree, just to create a bit of variety so that it doesn't look flat. It adds a little bit of volume to it. I've just switched to a rigger just to paint some of the thinner spindly branches on the tree. It's a winter tree, so there'd be no leaves. Just a few branches here and there. Again, I'm keeping it simple. Your trick with this sort of thing is not to overdo it, not trying to paint too many branches, just here and there, just a hint of what's there. Hopefully, if you want to paint along with this demonstration, it's fairly straightforward. Just using neat Van Dyke brown for the fence post, and not being too picky about how they go into the distance. They've just disappeared. Just a hint of what's there. The foreground fence posts are more important. Again, I've used a little bit of dry brush technique there, just to break the image up a little bit, suggest a hint of snow clinging to those fence posts. This is Van Dyke brown again for the branches and the trunks of those distant trees. Just adding a little bit more shadow on that foreground tree. What I've tried to do with this sketch is use the fence as a leading line to take your eye into the distance where those three trees are. I've just switched to a rigger, again just using Van Dyke brown, just to paint the smaller branches and twigs on those distant trees. Just using the side of a brush just to indicate a suggestion of some spindly branches at the top of these distant trees. At this distance, there's no point trying to paint lots of little branches, just a hint of what's there. The eye will do the rest. The viewer's eye will always add the detail. Here I'm using that bluey grey to paint the shadows on the snow that's clinging to the tree. It just helps to create that three-dimensionality of the tree. And again, using the side of a brush just to indicate some winter leaves that are brown and a little bit of foliage, and then some patches in the snow with some little bits of brown grass just poking through the snow. Just using a rigger just to put some thin bits of grass sticking through the snow there. For those of you who are interested, these brushes that I'm using are the Skoda Prada synthetic brushes. They're nice brushes and they're hard wearing, and they last a long time. I've been using these for quite a few years now, and I'm really happy to recommend them. A few more branches here and there. Again, I'm trying not to overdo it. Temptation is to put more than you really need to. And just again using the side of the rigger just to emphasise the hedgerow where those trees are. Again under the fence post, a little bit of foliage there. Winter foliage, browns. Again, this is all using the same colours, and light brown and burnt sienna. Just a few final touches, and just to finish the painting off, a little bit here and there. I think I'm pretty much done. Thank you so much for watching this quick demonstration. I do hope you found it useful. Do have a go at painting this scene. It's a very simple scene, and it's a very loose sketch at the beginning, so it should be fairly easy for you to copy, even if you're a beginner. If you did find the video useful, do give it a like. It really helps with spreading the word with YouTube. If you're not a subscriber, do subscribe and hit the notification bell for future videos. And once more, thanks for watching.